mode. Greetings, traders, and thanks for joining with us today. This is Mohan here, and we're going to get started with the webinar pretty soon here. I just wanted to make sure you can hear me okay and see everything all right on your screen. If you can see everything okay and hear me okay, please type a yes or Y in the platform there just to let me know. I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. Oh, a lot of you here today. Thanks again. Appreciate it. We're just playing a little relaxing bossa nova music while we get started. So let me start by saying thanks so much again for joining with us today. I know you're busy and you take some time out from your day to come into this valuable webinar. The entire purpose of the work that I do is to put a paycheck in your pocket every day, if possible. And we do that just about every day. I'd say about 98% of the days. There was a period back in 2001 and 2022 which lasted the whole 2 years where we had all winning sessions. Now, you may not understand that, you may not believe it, but that's fact. That's what happened to us, and it was incredible. Now, that was built up over years. I developed that ability and skill. It took some years. It's taken years in this business. This business takes a long time to really learn. John, I have the bossa nova in the background. I just turned it down a little. Here it is. Can you hear that? I play this in the background while I trade, so I figure I'll play it in the background while I do the webinar too, but you may not be able to hear it because I've got it at low volume while I'm speaking, running the webinar here. But thanks for asking about that. I play it every day. I really like it. It helps me to trade, you know. I think if you find a type of music that you really like that doesn't distract you and you use that while you're trading, it'll help you. So there's the first lesson of today. So in our room, as you can see, I've been around a long time, very famous in the industry. Here's me doing a talk to 320 traders which flew in to see only me. It wasn't a multiple speaker type deal. It was just myself. And we had, in that crowd of 320 traders, we had over a dozen professional floor traders, which at that time, they were the gods of the pit. They were the people in the markets. You don't hear about them anymore because it's all gone. It's all electronic now. And that has many advantages too, but back then it was pretty exciting. They would stand on the floor, move their hands, give signals, and trade, buy and sell contracts in a millisecond right in front of all the other brokers. And also we had over 20 futures brokers also who attended the webinar. The seminar, it was a live seminar. There's a partial picture here. There's me up there. And it was quite exciting because I got to meet a lot of the floor traders and the people that were there. The brokers especially were excited because they were, I gave them permission to talk about their services, and they were signing up people right there on the floor. He said, man, the clients have got a lot of money and they're so excited to trade. And so it worked out good for everybody. We had a big feast and had a big cake. It was actually my anniversary of my services, so that was exciting. But back then it was just a 5-year anniversary. So now the anniversary's gone on for quite some time, more like 22 years. So it's an exciting business. I love it, and we do it every day. So here's our basic goal and understanding. What if you could go to work in the morning for 1 to 2 hours, have the rest of the day off, a 3-day weekend every week, and make up to $800 to $2,000 a day? Would that be of interest to you? Again, you can still do all the other things you want to do, including trading later in the session. You have plenty of time for that. But the difference is you're starting your day off with a nice paycheck in your hand. Let me give you an example today. I'm reading off my notes. I use a yellow pad every day, and I handwrite the trades down as I'm calling them out live and making those trades. So it's very exciting. Just to give you an example, we had a total of 11 trades today. 6 of those were for the regular newer room members, And then after we hit a certain target goal, which at that point we hit $1,160 paycheck, I tell the regular members, like I said, okay, I'm going to do some more trades, but these are just for the more experienced traders who've made thousands of NQ points with us. We exclusively trade the NASDAQ. So I don't want you to really, just keep your risk cut down at this point. It's a much better idea. So we went on to make an additional 13 points, trading again based on a 4-contract model. That's a $940 paycheck. So the day ended up being a $2,100 day after the commissions. You're not paid to me, it's paid to your brokers. So I go in and develop the cost of the trades of how much you made. NASDAQ trades for $20 a point on the futures. So for example, the first trade we had made 7 points. So 7 times 20 is $140 minus 1 round turn. We use a $5 all-in commission for the trades. It's actually about half that now, and but I still use $5. So that ended up being 7 points. It ended up being a very nice paycheck alone just on that 7 points, around just under $600. So that's how our day usually goes. Some days are a little rougher, and boy, if you've been in these markets, I'm sure you've seen what I'm talking about. Very challenging and very busy, whipsaw markets, dangerous markets. I don't mind saying that. I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but you're with me, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm going to make it, do as much as we can to get us the best results. So, we do that every day, and it's pretty exciting. But what I'm really here today to talk about is I'm here recruiting experienced, mature futures day traders who have experience doing that to participate and partner with me to become your own hedge fund. Now, you don't have to become an actual hedge fund. I'm saying, you don't have to fill out all this paperwork and become a hedge fund, but it's like being your own hedge fund. Because when you're going in there and averaging $200,000 a year, up to $200,000 a year, any stock losses you have, you see what I mean, or anything like that, plus you have income, but you're hedging all those. Say you have a $100,000, $150,000 stock portfolio and you lost $30,000, $40,000 on that for whatever reason, the trades you picked didn't work out. Well, you've made $200,000 up to that with me. Last year was over that. The year before was over that too. So you've made that with me, working with me as your partner. And I don't take any portion of that or anything. We just have a small monthly subscription fee. That's it. But you would be able to easily hedge the losses you had, and you'd have extra money to live your life with. So that gives you an idea about our services. This is the main thing here. We're looking to go in and make a paycheck every day. So, it's a wonderful business. It's a lot of work, but I love the work. We had all winning trades in September. All winning sessions in September. We had about an average of 80 to 90% winning trades, signals. And in October, it was the same. October was a little rockier. If you remember October and you're a futures trader, which technically you should be to be listening to our presentation because that's all who it's for. But if you were trading in October, you saw that the market was extremely volatile and downright almost dangerous, really, to trade in that. So, these are the type of markets where it's better to have a little guidance, and even if they were perfectly smooth and everything, what's wrong with our room is free. If you're a real trader, our room is much less than free, if there's such a thing. Kind of a metaphysical question, like what is the color of water and what is the taste of water? It's water, So similarly, what's free? Well, free means you don't pay anything. It's free. Well, what's less than free means there's nothing to pay and you get money back from it. So if you're a futures trader with us in the room, our room is substantially less than free. Our only charge every month is 149 bucks, and we have a free trial. It's not a free trial, I'm sorry. It's not even a trial, but it's just a gift. It's an introductory gift that for $39 you can join our room and get started on your training. You're going to have to start training because that's going to be really important. Regardless if you're already a trader, you need to train because this is fast action and you need to understand the rules that we have and the things like that. It's very simple. They're not a bunch of complicated rules, but you need to understand, let's say, what we call our protocol of how we trade and how we think about the markets. Yes, that's very important, how you think about the markets and all these things. So we have a daily briefing where I send out the link to join the room on GoToWebinar. I use GoToWebinar, very reliable service, and that's why I've continued to use them all these years, because I believe that if you have a service that works really well and is reliable, they deserve your business. There's no need to be flipping around for $10 less a month or all that. To me, that's kind of childish. Reward the people who are doing the best service for you, stay customer with them. And I say people who join my room should act that way with me too. I am not a vendor. You understand what I mean? Let me start by saying that. I'm not a vendor. I'm not a guy who's selling a service and I have a PayPal account. No, I'm a 35-year veteran trader and offering you a lifetime opportunity to sit next to me and make money while I call out the exact trades for you to put in your account. I make nothing from that. All I charge is that 149 bucks a month, and you'll have me 4 days a week, early in the morning usually, but some days, let's be honest here, some days I'll get drawn down a little bit. Usually the most is like 30, 40 points. That can definitely happen. But I'm going to show you right now how we cushion your account so you don't have to worry about that. And one thing I do that I've never seen anybody in my 35 years in the industry do is I have the ability to keep trading and get the points back. So that is a learned process, not for me. I've been doing it for many years. But in other words, we may have a loss, but I try to take losses off the table by continuing to trade, and 95% of the time, if we're drawing down 30, 40 points or something, I get it all back by the end of the day and usually go on to make our target goal. So that's not a big deal. So you have all those abilities and everything and skills, and to be able to make trades with us for very low cost. Why do I do that? I don't know. I've always done that. My services have been around for a long time. Mohan's Precision Trading Services, there's me there in this beautiful summer sky with a red lit sky from, I don't know, it's just an unusual sunset, and I snapped the picture. It's so beautiful. I live near the ocean and it was just like, wow. So I use it on here because it's a beautiful thing, a thing of beauty. So what we do in the Day Traders Action Room, first of all, we're open at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Thursday normally. And what that means is the market opens at 6:30 a.m. or 9:30 Eastern. We open a half an hour after the market. I don't care about the first half hour. That's where all the amateurs think they got to jump in there and trade, and they blow their brains out, and they think that that's cool and the right way to trade. We think the opposite of the amateurs in that we go in, we focus on the first 2 hours after 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 12. We focus on it, and in most cases I'll be able to nail our target goal like I just read to you today in the first 2 hours. Today was an hour and a half, and we talked a little bit after that and closed the room up. And so I've been busy with other things today, and then I got ready to come up here and do the webinar. So you need to have those times available. Don't join and then say, oh, well, I got to work and I got to... Don't play games with me. I don't really need it. I don't have time to waste. If you can't be there and those times aren't free to you, don't join the room. Plain and simple. I have hundreds of people in the room. It's a very busy room. But I do these webinars as just a natural course of running a business. You do webinars, you tell people about your services. I'm here mainly, my goal is to help traders who need help trading, especially in the current markets. because the people in charge, the riggers, the market riggers, have created a real mess of a market. Now, I know it was a big up day, and we'll go over that a little bit here. You can see the goal right up 489 on the Dow was the close, up 1.43%, which is huge. Look at NASDAQ, 2.37, huge day. And on the transportation index, wow, 3.31%. Wow, unbelievable. Knocking the ball out of the park. The exciting thing, and I'll talk to you about that in a moment, is that I had forecasted all that. Part of our service, which comes with the monthly subscription fee, is that every day, right down here, here's the link to join the room. You click on this and you join the room. I put my notes here for the market. And I was saying last week, we need this market to pull back a little bit. It's ran up too fast, and it needs to pull back a little. And finally, it was so stubborn. We got a $200 drop in the Dow Jones Industrial, which I write about here. And then Friday got slammed right back up 391 close on the Dow. I use the Dow to measure the upness or downness of the market overall. That's what the general public looks at and thinks is the market. It's a part of the market, but so I use it in that sense here. But I always tell people, you have to understand, if you have a real bullish market, which I'm forecasting a bullish market for the rest of this year and into next year, for most of next year. I was ahead of all the pack in forecasting that on 9/19, August 19th, or no, September 19th. September 19th, I went all out and forecasted a massive rally from this day forward up till probably last quarter of next year. And it could be an absolute screaming whopper. And if you look at today's evidence, you can see it's already getting started. And there's articles coming out about how Wall Street's bullish now. There's a bid under the market, and the gamma and the alpha, codes are all bullish, and people are piling on, and it's all set. Well, that's fine. That's all that type of article is coming out over the last couple of weeks. But I put our clients in it, our subscribers that wanted to get into what I'm calling the Trump bid. It's a bid on Trump becoming president. This is what everybody's seeing, but they're not talking about it. But it's going to be a massive landslide. The country's going to come back together. It's going to be amazing. So we went in long on the SSO, which is the 2 times the S&P 500. In other words, if the S&P's up 1%, this fund will be up 2%. And the QLDs, which is 2 times the QQQs or the NASDAQ. So I rarely make long-term calls like this, but I could just see something. I could see the forest through the trees, so to speak. And this was months before anyone. They're just talking about it now. Just talking about it now, and you can see the reaction. The market's screaming ahead today, and Friday, Tuesday, yesterday was... there was a little bit of a pullback, I think. Well, it was up, no. Let's see here, Tuesday. Yeah, it was up 54 points. Monday, today's Tuesday. It was up 54 points yesterday. So they jammed them a little higher, but then it pulled back some, but still. So we're in this trade now, and we're already up about just under 10% on both positions. The LQQQs is a little higher. But I'm looking for, I don't know. The way I really think it's going, I don't want to say it because people go, oh, wow, what do you... Let me just say it's at least 100%. But are you kidding? By next year, with all the good news coming out, I'm thinking much, much more than that. So, something to think about. But that was our forecast. And then I wrote today in the briefing, we saw the market attempt to push higher on Monday, but with the expected choppy whipsaw type of action, the market made only a small gain of 54 points in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Today means today. I'm writing this last night, Monday night at 8 o'clock. I'm writing this for today. Today we will watch for continued support and higher prices in accordance with the market force indicators, which are bullish from about a week and a half ago. Turned bullish. I have these indicators called the market force indicators, and I give a reading on them. Now, by the way, too, I also cautioned everyone on Monday, again, written Sunday night at 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock. Traditionally, that's my time. I have a very routine life that I live. It's quite a nice life. We may get a lot of whipsaw today if prices open higher and run higher first, as we still have a bullish neutral market force reading. In other words, it's got a little bit of neutral in there, so it's not full on flaming, screaming bullish just yet. Mega bullish, I like to say. And guess what? If you trade, if you're a real trader, which to join our room, you have to be a real futures trader with an open account and experienced. Otherwise, our room and what I do won't make any sense. You're still welcome to stay in the webinar if you're not a futures trader and learn, but you're not welcome to join because it'll waste your time and mine because you won't understand what's going on. It moves too fast, and I'll make trades that you might think, oh, that can't possibly be right. And then like say I go short and the market's rallying up and I go short, and you say, no, that can't possibly be right. He's fighting the trend, and then this happens, right? Happens all the time in the room, and people are just left breathless going, what the hell happened? I go, well, just have to know what you're doing. So anyway, that's what I wrote for today. So we're expecting today, we're going to watch for continued support. In other words, if they go lower, which they did on Globex and some early dives, and then we're going to look for higher prices in accordance with the market force reading. And we had a blow up rally all the way today. So just to finish up here, I don't mean to be too, I want to make it more fun than just analyzing, but here's something fun here. Here's our creed in the Day Traders Action Room. Right here. All this is permanently on every single briefing, so you always know our training program, and it starts with this creed. We use the markets to carve out a regular paycheck. We don't let the markets use us. 99% of the traders that I run into, and I've trained over 50,000 traders in the last 22 years in the business, at least that many, through our services and live and in person. And you saw the picture of the webinar or the seminar I did. I had several of those seminars back when seminars were the thing, back in the early 2000s. It's how long I've been around. And 99% to this day, I still see the markets, the traders are being used by the markets. They see all that whipsaw and the market's flipping the bias. 1 minute's bullish, and your indicators are all saying RSI and everything, so hey, it's bullish, and you go long and it immediately crunches to the downside and knocks out your trade, and happens a few times, you're left spinning, your head's spinning, you lost $1,000 on your account, on just trading one contract or something. They call it whipsaw, right? I call it flipsaw because it's whipsawing the bias. It's whipsawing the prices, but it's so intense, it's whipsawing the bias too. The minute it's all long and everything's lined up and you get ready to go in, or you do go in, crunch, it goes the other way, and all of a sudden it's bearish, okay, and you try to reverse and go on the sell side. Guess what? Just like here, they flip it right back up, and you're stopped out somewhere in here to here. Big spikes, look at that, just stopping all of these bears out here. All these bears got entrenched in the market, and then they flipped the bias and jammed it up into the close and stopped all these guys out here that were trying to hold maybe overnight or just even for a short trade. They got short here or here. If they're a scalper like we are, then it's no problem. We get in and out real fast. So our target goal every day is stated right here. We're looking for 15 to 35 NASDAQ points a day, which on our 4-model account will produce anywhere from an $800 to a $2,000 up to $3,000. We had a $3,500 day about a week or so ago. We've had $5,000 days and stuff like that, but that shouldn't be your focus. Our focus is steady, consistent, daily winning. And that's why I use the conservative make up to $800 to $2,000 a day. That's what we say. So in our training program, and I won't go over all this, I can just summarize it real quick. When you join the room, if you're an experienced futures trader, otherwise, like I said, it won't make any sense to you. You have to already be in the business, having been out there in the battlefield, taking your shots, and having your victories and your losses and getting blown out sometimes. You need that experience to join our room because you'll be able to appreciate how smooth and simple it is, especially when you see me get back little drawdowns and larger ones like I mentioned earlier. I don't hide that. That's natural in futures trading to have a drawdown, but to be able to get it back, that's what I provide. That's literally unnatural. No one's I've ever seen do that. So we just keep trading, and it may take an extra hour or two of trading, but I'll get all the losses back in 90% of the cases and go on to make our 15 to 35 points. Happens all the time. Well, I shouldn't say that because we rarely get drawn down, but it can happen. We had 0 drawdown today and we made $2,100. So stuff like that happens, but every day is different. You see, you have to understand every day is a little different in the markets, and you have to go in there armed with the right tools. But with me as your partner, you're going to have a very good guidance and advice on what to do. Our second creed is, because whenever people hear this, we use the markets to carve out a regular paycheck. We don't let the markets use us. They start thinking, wow, the markets is using me. I get so erratic sometimes, and then the fear rises. They go, I don't know. I mean, trading's kind of scary. That's their impression of trading, scary. So crush the fear, or the fear will crush you, and it's a fact. You have to crush the fear. Well, how do you do that? Just take the trades that I offer. That's how you crush the fear. Just take the trades, and as you see them pan out, and that's why we say our rule is I'm summarizing now our training. The first 3 days you get in the room, all you do is watch and listen and take notes, and whenever I call out a trade, write them down. I'll even train you exactly how to write them down and make it simple. You need to write them down. You get the pen to the paper, old-fashioned, none of this iPhone or any of that crap. Pen to the paper. Don't try to type it in your phone or on none of that stuff. Write it down. You won't be able to do it fast enough. Even writing it sometimes, the speed gets going so fast. Then you'll be able to get a feel for what I'm doing. You'll feel, wow, he's mostly right. I was in a trade today. We were short. I got out with here's today, for example. I got short, and it just wouldn't let go. It kept popping back up, and luckily I got out at break even. No big deal. And then it ended up working out, but then it came back up. I got short again at 64, and they smoked them down to 57, which was a goal in the room. I said, get them out at 57. Cover the trade, cover the short. We go long and short all the time. It's all the same. I would say probably 50 to 50, 50-50, tending to lean mostly on the sell side. Why? It's an old floor trader's creed. You want to know what it is? They slide faster than they glide. They slide. When they sell off, they get hammered very fast, and it's quite a very pleasant experience when you get short. Like when I got short on trade number 2 on those 64s, they hammered it straight down through 60. I said, if they take them down through 60, we're going to get to 57, so stay ready to get out. And our traders will quickly jump in there and set their limit at 57. Limit's a limit order you can set when you have brackets on the market. You can just move your bracket and slam under 60, and they just spike through 57. And I don't care where it goes after that. It could go 20 points lower. I could care less. We're scalpers. That's what we do. I do catch bigger trade moves once in a while when they set up according to my method. Yesterday we had one for 15, we had a 23-point trade, and then we had an 18-point trade, all in one day. That's very rare to get. Usually I might get one bigger picture trade. The previous Thursday, let's see here, we had a 18-point day. My normal trade is 8 to 10 points. I tell everybody when we get in these trades, I want you to take 8 to 10 points. See, I'm telling you everything, so you know. When you join, none of it will be a surprise. Just make sure you're an experienced futures trader. We don't want any looky-loos or people say, well, thank you for letting me come in your room. It was very interesting. God, I hate that. You're treating me like a vendor because I told you, don't join the room unless you're an experienced futures trader. You're not here to watch me trade and be amazed and go, gee, wow, that was cool. Forget all that. I'm not looking for that. It's my room, and I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for experienced people who want to create their own hedge fund. Not fill out all the paperwork and regulation. I mean, it's more like become your own hedge fund. Make up to $200,000 a year. That's not going to come by looking at the room and going, oh, gee, golly shucks, he really is right most of the time. Wow, awesome. Well, I'm going to go back to my job now and make, $500 a week. And I'm sitting here offering you the chance to make that much every day, but you're not serious, you see? So I don't want to waste time with folks like that. We respect everybody, but it's like if you have police skills, and you've been working in Mayberry, Nevada, the proverbial Mayberry, like a real quiet town. They have a bank robbery maybe once a year, if that. A couple of home robberies, traffic tickets, and that's about it. And this guy, he goes into Detroit. He moves to Detroit. He says, I want to really take out the garbage, I want to be a real cop. And he's like, really tough guy, he thinks. Goes to the gym every day and all that. And he goes into Detroit Police Department, and they say, okay, well, where have you worked before? And he tells them, they go, Mayberry, where? Nebraska or Nevada or whatever I said. And they kind of laugh. They go, this is Detroit, man. This is the most dangerous city in the world, practically. You want to be a cop, that's fine. But you need to get, you need to get your roots planted. You need to go work in maybe Chicago, which is another tough city. So go work a more upper class level of Chicago. Get your feet wet. And we have suburbs here around Detroit. If you want to move to Michigan, you can work some of these other suburbs, which are a little more wealthier class folks, less crime. Get your feet wet. You see what I mean? It's a waste of time to go from Mayberry to Detroit and try to get a job. So I'm recruiting people. I'm recruiting traders who want a real job in the futures business. With your own account, your own money, you don't have to put up a lot of money, but you should have plenty of money in the bank. We say it every morning on the risk disclosure statement, which I forgot to say today, but we're not trading, so it doesn't really matter. Everyone knows futures trading is risky and only risk capital should be deployed for trading. There, I said it. I say it every morning before we trade. But the idea is that I'm not here to play games. I'm offering you an opportunity to make up to $200,000 a year. We made more than that last year and more than that the year before from my trade signals. If you don't want to do that, then that's fine, but don't join the room because it's a waste of time. We don't teach you how to trade. You're not going to learn how to trade. You're just going to sit down and become really, really, really damn good at following my signals. And you're going to experience the exhilaration. So after we nailed that 7-point trade, the next trade we got stopped out for 6 points. No big deal. The next trade I made 9 points. And then the next trade I made 9 points again, and we were done for the day. I was all in the first, 45 minutes. So I was able to control some of that volatility that we saw on Monday, smooth it out, and make our members a $1,160 paycheck. And I said, most of you should leave now. If you want to stick around and watch me, I'm going to keep trading. But these trades are only for experienced members. Why? Because those members that have been with me 6 months or so, they've made, hundreds and hundreds of NASDAQ points with us and thousands of dollars. So they got plenty of money. Not that we're going to lose on the volunteer trades necessarily, but it's just I'm real conservative. The honest truth is I'm a conservative trader, even though it's the highest speed stuff you've ever seen, practically. But that's okay. So I'm just trying to help you understand. I'm being a nice guy about it, but please do not sign up and waste my time. This is not a looky-loo, gee, that sounds good. I want to make $800 to $1,000 a day. It's not what it is. You need to know. You need to know what it's about. A lot of experience. How much? Well, I don't know. I'd say at least a year of day trading the futures every day. At least. More like 2 would be better. But either way. So like I said, then that second round of trades, you know, we use tight stops, and I can usually get them out before the stops are hit. And we have generally about 80 to 95% winning trades. Well, 80 to 100%, because some days we have all winning trades. I'll make 3 or 4 trades and they're all winners. So that's 100% if you take it session by session. But I like to say overall, more like maybe 70 to 100%, because some days I have to make a lot of trades if we get drawn down, and I have to make a lot of trades to get it back, so it lowers the average a little bit. See, I'm not trying to sell you anything. That's why I'm saying this stuff. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Sell you on what? What would I possibly be trying to sell you? To pay me $149? That's peanuts. I don't need that money. I could retire right now and just do that, but this is what I love. This is my passion, to help traders. Been doing it for 22 years. And you go out in the industry, if you've been around the industry, you go out and look at out in the industry and you'll see just a lot of BS. People aren't really helping traders. They're trying to gouge them. You can always tell by the fancy sites with all the graphics and all that. Look at mine. Plain vanilla. Just a plain vanilla site with my picture and this beautiful picture of the ocean there. But all I'm saying is, I don't care about graphics and all that. You shouldn't either. You want cash. C-A-S-H. Hard, cold cash in your pocket. That's what you should want from your trading. If you have been trading and you've been trading 2-3 years and you're just getting sick of you're getting sick and tired of being sick and tired of breaking even and losing, you need to join our room and start putting some cash in your pocket. You can still develop your trading ideas later in the day. You'll have the rest of the day to do that if you want. But you'll feel so good after a big day like today in our room. You're going to go out, you go out of your house and maybe go do some grocery shopping or whatever errands you got to do. And while you're walking around the store, literally, you feel a real bounce and a step in your feet, you know, and you'll go, wow, this is unbelievable. Well, wait till you've been with us for a couple months, you know. Last 2 months we've made $41,000 from our trade signals, going day by day by day by day. I have them all recorded. They're sitting right here. This is October, 19,425, and then the previous month was a little more, 21,340. So those two divided by 2 is about right around 20,500 average per month. But months and all that, that's just a mental concept that humans created. It's just perpetual motion, trading every day. So people divide and break things down into months because that's just how we do things. You know, oh, what did you do on such and such day, such and such month? But that's not the real thing. The real thing for me is, even on weekends I'm trading. I'm working on new ideas. Hey, look at this setup here. And I'll deploy it. And here I'm supposed to be having a weekend off, and I'll stop everything when I just accidentally see something, and I'll start back testing it, and usually that'll take a couple hours. I go, wow, I think we got something here. Tomorrow, like if it's a Saturday, tomorrow I'm going to run it on the simulator and run some massive tests on it. I get all excited. See these purple colored charts and all these colors? Take a look at this. I'll get rid of this page now because we don't need it. We might have to come back to it, but we don't need it for now. Look at these rainbow colored charts. I spent all my vacations going to these beautiful tropical islands, Phuket, Thailand, uh, going to the far, far east, the jungles of India, and all over the place. I've been all over the world 19 times, and I don't travel anymore. It was good then. Been there, done that. I couldn't stand to get on a plane now and spend 21 hours on a plane, but I used to do it all the time. You know, 21 hours on a plane, that's when you get on the plane, you're all said, okay, we're going to the Far East or whatever, and welcome aboard, and they do all that stuff, and they, serve you out a little meal. Okay, the movie's going to be this and that, and then later we'll have another movie. So I'd read through a whole book, watch a movie, have my lunch or whatever it was, take a nap, wake up, watch another movie, and they'd announce, okay, we're about 16 hours away from our destination. Anyway, so I'm just joking, but I'm saying my rainbow colored days and nights are spent looking at these beautiful charts. Look at that. And when I get short here and this thing goes crunch, that's the greatest high in the world, I'm telling you. I don't need to sit on a beach and drink a beer, although that's a pleasant thing to do too. I'm just saying, this is what I like. This is the action one. And you want a trainer and somebody to work with that thinks that way. So that's what we offer you with you. And we help you with mindset and all the things you need to become a pro and form your own hedge fund. And again, that just means building your account up to $4,000 margin per each NQ contract, each NASDAQ contract. $4,000. That's right. Don't listen to your broker. They'll tell you, oh, it's only $1,000 margin for intraday trading. You could do 2 other contracts. Don't listen to them. Brokers don't know how to trade. All brokers I've met think they know how to trade, but they really don't. I've never met one that can trade that good. They're very, very good at being brokers, and I respect them so much, but they don't trade. They can't trade. Because if they could, they would either run a service like mine or they would just stay home and make their money that way. So I did that for many years too, by the way, many years. And now I just love what I'm doing, so I keep doing it, and I expect to be doing it for a while. People wonder sometimes how long. I go, well, what do you care? Get in now and start making the money. Why think about it for 6 months? And I do like I just showed you. And I say, well, we see in September and October we made $40,000, and the previous 3 months we made about another $64,000. What's the point of sitting around thinking about it for a few months? Get in and make the money. If you're an experienced trader, you're qualified. And pay me my whopping $149 and you're in. You'll get the briefing every day with the email to join, and you just get into the rock and roll action, and we're gonna get the rock and roll action going, that's for sure. So that's our training program. Watch for 2 or 3 days, write down the trades, get the pen to the paper. I'm just going to recap this. It's all spelled out here in ink. It's written in stone right here. Step 2, after that 2 to 3 day observation period, begin trading on your trade simulator only for 1 week or more as needed to get really, really, really damn good at copying my trades in your account. Practice hard during this period with 1 simulated contract and monitor your progress carefully on each and every trade. Do not try to wing this. Take it very serious. These are the only kind of people I'm looking for. Nobody else should join the room today or anytime. Only if you're ready to take it serious. What you're doing is you're taking yourself serious. You're thinking, oh, you got this job. Screw that job. You could make $200,000 a year trading with us. Why would you want to keep working at that place? You see what I mean? Well, you're comfortable. Well, that's human nature. You get comfortable. This is called breaking out of your comfort zone. But we build the account by trading and making these gains. And as you're trading the one lot, you get up to $3,500 to $4,000. Add a second contract. Keep trading. The next $4,000 will come twice as fast because you got 2 contracts now. $4,000 comes in again. Add a third contract. Now that next $4,000 will come even quicker. And then when you get up to $16,000, 4 contracts, stick to that. Just keep that in the bank. Don't you dare touch it, because that's your working capital. That's your mini hedge fund capital that you're going to use to put on these trades. And the reason it needs to be that level, trust me, I've seen it all. That will be sure if we have a drawdown, you won't start squeaking and playing games, and all your old fears and illusions will come up. Oh, well, we're down this much, but it's reasonable for me to stop here. No, it isn't. I didn't tell you to stop trading. In fact, our rule is keep trading. If we have a drawdown, I want to get it back. And it happens, if you look over periods of years, very few times, but still many, many times. You take 10 examples of where that happened over a 3-4 year period. That's how rare it is. And you'll see, I get it back. Why should you give up 30-40 points when I can get it back for you just by making some more trades? And most importantly, the experience is good for you. You gotta get used to this business if you're going to be in it. It's a nervous business. It's always going to be a nervous business. You get in it and you just put on some bossa nova music like I do in the background. I'll give you some real good tunes on YouTube. You can put them up and play. But for right now, I'm just trying to make a point here in recruiting you. If you're serious, this sounds like you want to make $200,000 a year and you're a brave soldier with trading experience, join our room. It's peanuts. It's free. $39 to start. And if that's a problem for you, don't even bother us. Don't even email me. Don't anything. You're not rich enough. You got to be rich to trade futures, and you got to have a little bit extra, a couple thousand to get started on your first live contract. But you should already be trading that to join a room. You should already be involved. Now I see your nice questions and everything coming up, Brian and others, and Soren. Don't worry, I'll get to that. But I like to just give my presentation. And now we're about 45 minutes. I think I've pretty much covered most everything. This is what our room's about. Again, I could, well, let me see if I can find some examples to read you. I'll read you some examples from September, okay? I want to read you just to give you a good feel for what we did. I'll go rapid fire because that way, just a few of them. Okay, so let's say here, or October. Very volatile month. October, 11 trades, 17 points, paycheck, $1,140. At that point, we were up $20,000 on the month. We ended up moving ahead and finishing up substantially. But next day, October 27th, 17 points, 11 trades, similar to the day before, $1,140. Next day, we had 13 trades, 16 points. Can make a lot of money. It may not seem like a lot, but guess what? That was $1,120. So 3 days in a row, we're up almost $4,000. And these trades, it's fun. You know, you get into it, you have some fun. 100% winners on October 25th, 3 winning trades, plus 8, plus 8, plus 7, 23 points, $1,780 in that day. The day before, all regular trades. We didn't have any volunteer trades on that day, this day. 16 trades, 33 points. I had, I'm just glancing at it, we had 85% winners in that day. 33 points, $2,320. See, this is how it goes, just day by day, on and on. Here's another 100% winning day. 2 trades, plus 9, plus 8, 17 points, $1,320. And a day where I had to trade more because we had gotten drawn down just a little bit. I got it all back and ended up going on to win 23 points after all the smoke cleared. But I had to make more trades. $1,260. The day before, we had 70% winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 trades. 13 points, $920. I'm just reading from October, just from my notes. You can hear the papers flipping back and forth. 5 trades, 11 points. It was a lighter day, and I said, this is dangerous. October was a dangerous, dangerous month to trade. Really full of beans, I'll tell you. But I have the methods to be able to contain all that. $780 paycheck. I'm almost done here. Here's another day. This is beautiful. I love these days. +8, -8, and one trade for 20 points. So the first trade was 8, second trade is 8, that's 0, and then I had a 20-point trade. It was insanely volatile. I said, let's leave it at that. I'm glad we got the 20 points. $1,540. And on it goes. The next day, 2 winners, so that's 100% winners. 18 points, 1,400. That was the 10th of October. The day before, on the 9th, same thing. 2 winners, 14 points, $1,080. This is how our day going to work is, and all this is usually done within 2 hours. So if you compare that to getting in your car and driving all the way to that job, and then they run you around, and you know, it's always possible that they don't want you there anymore, you know, but you need a job where you can stay at home, make this kind of cash. October the 5th, one of my favorite days of the year. 23 points, 4 trades, 23 points, 1,680. I've almost done almost a whole month. So I'll stop here. Here's another all-winning set. 4 trades, all-winning trades, +9, +10, +8, +8, 16 points. Oh, it was 19 plus 16. So 9, 6, 4, 34 points, $2,720. That's how we started out October. Anyway, just wanted to read you some of that. That's right from you heard the paper flipping around. Just read it right off my notes every day. And all those stack up day by day by day, month by month, year by year. And it turns into, you know, if we make an average of about 16,000 a month, I think that'll produce the 200,000. 16,000 times 12. Just a little more. Maybe about 17, 18,000, and we'll hit 200,000. So that's very normal for us. In fact, now I have to be much more cautious because of the way things are. So that gives you an idea about the nuts and bolts of the cash and everything. So we forecast the market. We tell you every day exactly where the market's going to go or should go, or probably most will likely go. We give you that forecast. Occasionally I make trades like the Trump bid trade. You watch what happens next year to this trade. Call me up or email me back. Unless you remember, you can just ask me in the room. I update the results all the time. But that'll, you know, you'll be happy. Nobody does that. Nobody forecasts the market every day. You won't find one single service out there that comes out every day and says, okay, our market force is bullish, neutral, the market should be supportive and rally up today. And then here's the Dow up $500. Nobody does that. These clowns, these big hedge fund managers, they're trying to make business. They get on CNBC and all that. You see it all the time. Fox Business News, they get on there and they say, well, I'm really bullish on the market overall, but I think we're going to get a pullback. And everybody goes, oh, that's very profound. Wow. Tell us more. And you know what I'd say to that guy? I go, what a lying sack of you-know-what. You're just making up stuff because you want to get more people to join your hedge fund and bring in some more money. You don't want to make a forecast because if you're wrong, they're not going to go with you. So it's called hedging. They all do it. Go look on any of the financial news. Just sit and watch for a while with different ears, because I just gave you different ears. They're all just saying, it looks pretty bearish here, but I'm starting to nibble. Here's another one of their famous slogans, total BS. It looks pretty bullish here, or pretty bearish, but I'm starting to nibble on the tech sector. And then they come out with the same old crap. Oh, Nvidia and Apple and Tesla. Those cult stocks aren't anything new. That's not new information. And nibble. There's another one of their words, nibble. You're going to nibble on Tesla. What? You bought 1 share, 10 shares, 5 shares? This guy's a hedge fund manager. You know, it's pretty outrageous. So we don't do that. All I'm saying is we don't play those kind of games at the day traders action. We go in there and give you the real deal. And just in closing, and then we'll go to your questions here. What we do is I'm trading here on this chart. I have 3 other screens that I'm working off of 2. And I'm looking over here and we're gauging the Dow. This is what I call the high 5. Dow Jones Industrial Cash Average, Cash Composite Index, that's NASDAQ. Transportation Index. The BKX is a NASDAQ banking index that I just track along with NASDAQ because that's our baby. That's what we trade. So if the banking index is up, generally it'll be supportive. And if it's flat to lower, NAS can still go up, but it might be a little weaker. Just something giving you a secret here. And the advanced decline line. So those 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The high 5. Yeah. It's like when you put a high 5 up to a friend or something. Yeah, good job, you know. You sunk that ball in the golf course or whatever. So we watch the high 5. The rest are just various things. Various stocks that I recommend. Roku, Matthews. And here's the Trump bid here. SSO and QLD. Look at those today. Soaring. 4.25, 3.82. And same exact as yesterday. They had the same kind of ratio. Up about 10% in one day. But since we got into the whole thing, I'm up about 12%. But I'm looking for, like I said earlier, I don't want to say it, but at least 100%. Frankly, I think that'll be peanuts compared to what I think is going to happen. But we'll see. So the rest is sometimes I'll refer to the rest of the market here, down here, when I'm doing a road map of the market, and I'll show which sectors are strongest and weakest, just a way to glance quickly. Because a high 5 is comprehensive on a big scale, but it doesn't give you the inner view. And all these can be broken down too, but it's just a way of reading the market I can do in a millisecond while I'm trading. I can say, let me see, market's pretty bullish here. Let's see if the rest of the market's responding or whatever, you know, stuff like that. So that was just a quick synopsis of that. And this is a volume meter which shows how much volume is coming into the market. And we watch this. If you get below this yellow line, especially the brown line, which they've been doing, it's a trick of the market riggers. People over at Fraud Rock. I call it Fraud Rock. It's actually called Black Rock, but they do all the trades for the Federal Reserve and everything. It's a whole story. You'll learn about it in the room if you join. But what they do is they get the market going, push it up and up and up, and then they stall it. And now that they've stopped out all the shorts, they stall the market to try to drag it down under this brown line and get the volume real slow and quiet so everybody's confused. And then they come out and you can see and start blasting the price back up. It's a little trick they do. It's a new trick, relatively new trick I've been seeing them do. We identify all these things in the room and point it out to our subscribers. You'll learn more about trading in the markets in any other room without actually learning my methodology. You'll learn about the markets, the life in the markets, the way that you get in there and kick ass and make money. That's the secret. This business is kick ass. It's not about being passive and thinking about a trade. And you know, if you like that, that's okay. I respect that, but just don't join our room because it won't work for you and it'll waste my time and yours. And I like to spend my time helping our subscribers. So otherwise I got to push all these buttons and sign you up, and then I got to take you out, and it's not worth it. It's not what we're looking for. We're not a vendor. I am not a vendor. I'm a 35-year veteran trader with a PayPal account. You can pay me on PayPal. Use any credit card on PayPal, and we'll be glad to process the order for you. Now, on the ad you got that was sent to you, you can use that to sign up for the room. It's just $39 if you've never been a member. If you've been a member before and want to come back, that's fine, but there's a special link for that. So use that link. Don't try to sneak in for another 39 bucks, because by doing that you disqualify yourself anyway. It means you're broke, or you don't have a lot of money and you're trying to go on the cheap. And that's just, there's no place for that in our room. We're wealthy big traders and we want to get you up to that level. So those people who fall in line with that are going to love the room. The others, honestly, they won't work for you. It'll waste your time and mine. So you can also go to my site at Mohan at Day Traders Action, or I'm sorry, daytradersaction.com. Trade live with Mohan. So I'll put that link in the thing, and you can use that to join our room. If you don't have the, let me figure out how to do this here. Click. Okay, send to all. Alright, so I sent you the link. If you want to sign up on that link, you can do that. We'll be glad to see you. We'll help you get trained. You know, we have a good time every day in the room. It's a lot of fun. We'll be there tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be there Wednesday and Thursday. And we trade 4 days a week, a couple hours in the morning. I keep trying to give you the impression of what it really is in the room. I've gone over so many details. This is not get there right when the market opens and sit there all day, and that's what all the amateurs do, and they don't know what they're doing. But when you get to that link I just sent you, scroll down the page here. Just scroll on down right there. Your first 2 weeks of subscription, just 39 bucks to start. Click there. That'll bring up the PayPal deal, and you can, I should have isolated that a little, made it more obvious, but see, I'm not so good at all the web stuff and all that. I haven't spent my life figuring out how to make fancy graphics to sucker people into buying a $5,000 trading system that I know doesn't work. See, that's what mostly is out there. A lot of those guys got blown out over the last 6 months. Market's too volatile, their system fell apart, and they go away for a while and hibernate. They eventually come back in another form. I'm just trying to help you. I'm trying to help warn you. There's a lot of frauds out there in this business. For some reason, why they prey in the futures industry, I don't know. But that's how you join our room, through the link I sent you, or through the advertisement you got from the Traders Institute. Really appreciate it. Well, now I'll go to your questions and see if I can answer those for you. Some are really lengthy, and that's good. That means you're paying attention. That's good. What about the drawdown total? See, now, oh, I see. See, this is the thing. Walls, you hear everything I'm saying, and now you're worried about the loss. See, the problem is your mind is programmed with losses. Your mind is programmed with losses because you've had losses and you're hurting and it's inside you. So immediately, instead of all the things I showed you, all the winning things, I read off all the winning, you're worried about the drawdowns. You're worried about the losses. And I told you, 90% of the time, I can get all those back. But what is the drawdown total? See, you're still worried about that. You're trying to compare that to this to that and figure out what's wrong with this deal, because you're suffering from your past impressions about trading and your losses. And honestly, from your question, you're not really qualified to be in our room, because someone who's, it's okay to join if you're still smart and from losses and you want to get good, but worrying about the drawdown is not an issue. I've already taken that off the table. And the only way you can see that happen is come and join the room, and we'll trade for 10 days. We'll have mostly winning days. Maybe one of those I'll get drawn down 30 points, and then I'll make 2 trades and we're back to 0. Now I'll make another 20 points. Once you've seen it a few times, you go, oh, it's exactly what he said. Yeah. Then now, Soren, thank you. This is a great question, because you're not going to believe the answer to this either. And I don't expect you to believe anything. We offer you to come in the room and see all the proof for yourself with no risk. You're not trading in when you join. You're watching, listening, writing down the trades, and then trading on your simulator. Up to that 2 to 3 week period, you have zero risk. When you start trading your first account, you have risk, but by then you'll be very fired up. So Soren's asking, what happens if you're out sick or on vacation? Now, I was talking about vacations. That was long ago. I haven't taken an official vacation since approximately 2009. I stopped taking vacations after I'd been around the world 19 times. I said, okay, been there, done that. I still like places like Hawaii and stuff like that, but I haven't been there in ages. Now, well, I won't say what I was going to say. They're attacking Hawaii. The same people that are attacking us, same criminal group is attacking Hawaii. But never mind. So what happens if I'm sick or on vacation? So vacations, I don't really take them anymore. As I explained, my vocation is my vacation. You ever heard that slogan? That's a good one. I like that one. Here's my vacation right here. These are my rainbow colored. This is my remote tropical island in Thailand, what used to be in Thailand and the Far East and all those beautiful places, Hawaii and all that. This is my tropical vacation right here. So I really don't take vacations. But there's times like around Christmas, it gets really slow in the markets. It still trades. I like it when it's a little slower, but you know, the day around Christmas, so I'll sandwich like, we already have 3-day weekends, so I'll sandwich, depending on where Christmas falls. So we'll take the day before Christmas is usually the market's only open half days. We'll take that day off, Christmas, and then if it falls in the weekend, I got 5 days off. I'm a happy camper. I'll go do some fun things just locally. I live in a very nice place near the ocean. I really don't care. And now this one may be a stretch, you may not understand, but I have never been sick. I never have called in sick for the room or in trading or anything. I haven't been sick with a cold or flu for at least 25 years. It's a whole different topic, and I could teach a whole webinar on how to do that yourself too. But for now, let's just say you don't have to worry about me being sick. You want to expand it? Should I expand it for you? What if I get run over by a car and croak? That happens, you know, it can happen. Well, then you're just, you know what, out of luck. We're just having a little fun in the Day Traders Action Room today. Thank you so much for joining us. I got one more question here. Brian, thank you so much. There's a whole bunch of questions, but I've sifted out from a large list of ones that most were just funny and nice comments about the bossa nova and all that stuff, which is great. Thank you for what you do. I would love to be part of the group, but the thing holding me back is a time difference. I live here in Australia. Oh, okay. We have a lot of members in the room from Australia, just so you know. And you're trading 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. my time. Yikes. I get up at about 4:30 every day, so yeah, that's pretty early, but it would require a life change in the sense that you would just trade. I did that. I spent 4 years, I forget, I think about 4 years trading the euro currency. I just got on a thing with that. That's all I did. And at that time, my wife was with me. She's since passed away, but I said, honey, my life's going to turn around a little. You're fine. I'm going to do everything. We're still going to take care of everything. Have a great family, but my hours are now going to be midnight to 5 a.m. She goes, oh, when will you sleep? I go, well, when I'm done at 5, I'll sleep, till noon or so, and we'll carry on. Oh, okay. She was fine with that. You always got to check with your wife. If you have a spouse and you're going to trade in the Day Traders Action Room, check with them. Make sure they understand what you're doing. And that's good. But if you're already a trader, which you're required to be in the room, they already know what you're doing. Okay, well, we're about the same age and need yeah, okay. I know. I understand. It's up to you. Here's an example of Brian's question. Says he lives in Australia. We have other traders in Australia in the room. I guess they're trading those hours. I never asked. And oh, okay, Suni, I'm seeing your question here. Just just follow PayPal's instructions there. It did not ask. I don't know. I don't know what they ask. It's been so long. I've been signed up for forever. So just go on there and fill out everything they want. And if you have a PayPal account, they'll just check, use my PayPal account. But anyway, thank you, Brian, and all the best of success to you. You know, and it's good. You were honest with me, and I appreciate that so much. You wouldn't believe how many people like yourself join, thinking, "Well, I'll check it out for 2 weeks." And this is not a 2-week trial. This is you are joining the room to become your own personal private hedge fund trader. You're going to build up your own hedge fund account. You see? Well, when I refer to, I'm on the West Coast, but when I refer to things, I always refer to the East Coast time. Like we open the room from 10 to 12 normally. That's 2 hours. Sometimes I have to trade a little later, so it might be 3-4 hours. Rarely, but sometimes. In this crazy flip-saw market we're in, sometimes it takes a little longer. But thank you so much. But that's the time I'm on. I'm on the West Coast. Oh, very good. Okay, have you been in our room before? Sunil? No. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Good to see you, and thank you so much. I'll as soon as I'm done, I'll check it. I'll see it there, and I'll set you up. It's not automatic and like everything else nowadays. You click on something and immediately you get all these emails and go here, do this. They automate everything because they're lazy. I just do it the old-fashioned way. Somebody signs up, I look at it, look at their name, and think about their well-wishing them success in our room, and then I send out here's important information on the room, and then I sign you up, put your email in our delivery system. But thank you very much, everyone. How am I doing on time? Just running slightly over. It's good because we're covering the questions and everything. Now here's a question about trading. He's saying, he's looking at my chart in here, which is my Boomerang Day Trader software. We don't use the software in the room. I use it as a backup for, let me take this down here. I use it to run in the room because it's very easy to read and understand the bias. You can see things because of the green channels and the matching green candles and all that. It's another part of another service that I have, but I don't sell that in the room, and I don't even mention it other than it's just here in our room every day. It automatically, people want to buy it and they go and buy it. I don't even talk to them or email them. I'm not a salesman. I'm not here to sell you anything. If anything, I'm here to sell you on yourself, but I can't do that because I don't know you. But if you got the guts and you got trading experience, you're going to love the room. There's no other room like this or that I've ever seen that has been in the industry in terms of profit and gains and simplicity. And my other part of our Day Traders Action Room is that I tell you exactly where the market's going. And I've got it all on record. So, nothing's going to be right all the time in this business, but you'll see that most of the calls I make on the direction and the market force, some traders are just like, wow, this is jaw-dropping, because it's so accurate. Everything's going up and up, and I go, the market force indicators are telling me this market's too high. Not today, but this happened about 3 weeks ago. It's too high, and it needs to neutralize, which means pull back some. And people are going, no, it looks like it's going to keep going higher. I go, well, and then they get used to me, and they go, watch out. 2 days later, it was down 600 Dow points. Yow. Anyway, so thanks so much for joining with us. Really great seeing you. Wishing you well. Oh, Jacob. NQ is real fast. Don't you get... No, we don't. Good question, Jacob. In fact, let me give you a quick demo here. Now, I'm going to just turn on my trade simulator on here. Now, I can't, the market's not trading, so I can't show you, but I'm just saying, is it moving at all? No, it's just closed after, it'll open in a little while. But an example here, say I want to short this here. I'm looking at this and I go, okay, I want to go short. I'll go short at the market.
Order filled.
And these brackets come up and I'll say, so when I do that, I'll say, okay, 90, all we use is the last four digits. I'll say, okay, short at 93. When I clicked on it, it was 94 quarter, 93, 92 half, and I'll say, okay, we're short at 93. I'll real quickly, I'm real good at doing it. I've done it a long time. I'll really quickly get an average of where you should be short. And even if you're off by a few ticks, it won't matter, because say I'll do it again and I go, okay, go ahead. Okay, I'm really looking for a short. Everybody stay ready. Stay ready. Here we go. Okay, go short at the market.
Order filled.
And you'll get used to me going, go short. You'll hear short and you'll click when I click and it'll be real close. And I go, okay, we're short. Average price about 93. I'm looking for a 10-point move lower. Therefore, and we recommend use your bracket to put a market order. It's the fastest way, and you don't have to take your eyes off the chart or like click and go down here and go, okay, buy limit, this, that. You just say, okay, we're short at 93 and I want to get 9 points, or I want to get 10 points in this. Therefore, we're looking for 83. So put your limit at 83 and all you do is watch the trade. I go, okay, they're 93 now. Okay, they're 95. That's fine. No big deal. Oh, 97. No big deal. Relax, relax. Okay, get them back under 93. Okay, now, if we can, especially if we can crunch them under 90 and 89 especially, we should get a surge lower. And they'll come down, they'll go under 90, and they'll go 89, and they'll go 87, 86. I'll go, stay ready, we're looking for 83, and they'll go down a little lower. And they'll go 85, half, and I'll go, they may bounce up here. Let's get them out at 84, and then you just quickly go 84. See, and you move it up, and then it goes 95, 550, 580, and then slam, and crunches through that. And okay, 93 short, we got out at 84 for 9 points. And I know automatically that 9 points on NASDAQ times 20 points times 4 contracts minus $5 for round turn commission is $700 paycheck. So it's very routine. And what I just sort of tried to demonstrate with the chart not moving is very normal. We do it all day.
Order filled.
You know, for the first couple hours. And I read you a lot of those results today on purpose. Just nobody does that. You got to wonder. Go look at any of these trading rooms. I had one fraud I got an email from the other day. He's got all his other hypey stuff in there and trying to get you in his... Claims he's going to trade. You go on his site, no results, no records, no nothing. It's embarrassing, you know. But I don't care. I don't, you know, we respect everybody, but man, why don't they just post a video? YouTube's free. Go on there and make a video of some of your trades. Oh, can't do that. Why don't you do what I just did? I just read them all off. So... whatever, I don't, you know, it's not really my business, but I still see this stuff going on. A lot of them got blown out. A lot of them over the last 2023 was a very tough year for the frauds because it was really, really volatile and tough for the real traders. What to speak of the frauds, their systems got blown out. So I don't get many emails anymore. They're still out there, but they usually cook up some new gimmick. Join and we'll get you one of these funded accounts, you know, free funded account for everyone who joins ours. Who cares about the funded account? If you make enough money, like in our room, we're self-funding. We get you to build up 16 grand and you keep every damn dime of it that you make over and above that. And that's an average of probably about 4,000 a week. So it's pretty simple. I hope that answered your question, Jacob. It was a good question, but you won't get bad fills. And even if you will, it won't matter because say you're a point off. Say I said we got short at 93 and you got 92. So just get out where I say it. The close, the exit is always very exact. So you can see it. And I say, okay, 94. So you got 92 and you got out at 84. So you still got 8 points instead of 9 or whatever. You'll see. If you join the room, you're in there for a while, you see, oh, it's very routine. You're going to do fine. So I want to wish everyone well, and thanks very much for coming today. Appreciate it very much. And all of you have a nice rest of the afternoon, and maybe we'll see you in the action. I'd love to have you as a member of our room so we can get you making some nice paychecks every day. So have a great day, and talk to you soon.